Hi everybody, my name is Eileen
Hi everyone, I'm Siobhán.
and today we're going to look at the area of self-compassion because in our previous video we talked about the whole area of being good enough, and I think we tend to put an awful lot of pressure on ourselves. And if you think like, if something's not working out for us or we're whatever, we'll say things like, oh, you messed up, oh, you're no good, or can you not do that right? But what I usually invite people to do is to think, if this was somebody you really cared about that was struggling with to do something or with something, what would you say to them? And I guarantee you'd use totally different language. What do you think, Siobhán?
Absolutely, and I'm sure you would start by telling them to look after themselves
Yeah.
first, to take some time, take some space. I'm conscious, Eileen, that both of us come from caring professions. I'm a teacher, and at this time I'm very aware that so many teachers are going above and beyond, thinking, what more can I do to help the students? What more can I do to help the families? But there comes a time as well where they have to stop and think, how do I look after myself so that I can continue to look after others? And that's where the self-compassion comes in, and accepting that what you're doing, like we said before, is good enough. What do you think, Eileen?
Absolutely. What's coming to my mind, even with that, Siobhán, is I'm a former nurse, but I'm back as a nurse again, and I decided to go back nursing, but I didn't know. For me, I was kind of scared of going into a hospital, not knowing whether I'd be good enough. So I decided to do some respite nursing. And initially I was kind of giving myself grief and saying, I should be doing more, I should, this isn't enough. And then I had to look and say, Eileen, is this enough? Are you enough? You know, so that's where I'm coming from. I had to turn my compassion to myself in that instead. But I noticed the chatter going, oh, Eileen, you're not doing enough, you should be doing more. And yeah, so
I think what's key with all of this as well is to realize that we actually have an obligation, teacher, or if we are a parent, we have an obligation to look after us. And that's not being selfish, because as they say, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to fill your own cup up first. Airplanes, you put on your own safety jacket first. And so that's why it's so important. Compassion starts with the self.
yeah, and like for those of you who are parents who are listening to this, and what we talked about before, the good enough mother. But if your child sees you giving yourself grief constantly, that's what they're learning. But if they see you treating yourself with a bit of kindness and compassion and gentleness, they're learning. Because kids, especially the smaller kids, they're like little sponges. They just soak up everything. And the best way you can teach your child to be self-compassionate is to give yourself that compassion first.
That's absolutely, they don't learn from what we say as much as what we do. And that's
Absolutely.
so true. So Eileen, a great topic, self-compassion. Wouldn't it be great to hear about some of the other issues that people are finding difficult and challenging right now?
Yeah, and I just want to finish today, Siobhán, because today is Easter Sunday. I'm going to be really compassionate to myself, and I'm going to have my Easter egg, Siobhán. Hope you all have a lovely Easter,
You're worth
Siobhán.
it, Eileen. You're worth it. Enjoy the Easter egg and
You too.
sure.
Bye bye, everyone.